Okay, here's a quick video about sharing your role marking form to multiple classes. Now, the way I've got my Google Classroom set up, I've got an administration class here in which the role marking form sits, and I've shared it to all of my active classes. So at the moment I've got 4 and 5 classes, and for the purpose of this tutorial I've created a test class where I'm going to add the role marking form to. So the first thing is go to wherever the form resides, and to edit the form and add in the extra classes as responses to your survey, you need to go to your files, find your form, open up the form, and then add another option for whatever class you want the students to tick. Now, I've already edited mine, and mine says test class for the purposes of this. Google Drive automatically saves that, so once you've done that, delete it. Now we're good to go. So close off the files, go to the new class, which is my test class. Now what I need to do is go to the classwork, and I'm going to create, but I'm going to reuse a post. So I reuse a post, and I want to use it from my admin class, so I click on that, and it is my role marking form that I want to use. Very important now, you've got a box down the bottom, create new copies of all attachments. Make sure that is unchecked. If you check that, then it won't work. So reuse that post, and now magically your role marking form will be attached in your new class. I don't want to change anything, so I'm just going to post that straight away. Okay, so it's right there. Now what you'll notice is this little dummy activity. What I've noticed in new courses in Google Classroom is some things don't work really well until you actually add a material. So I've added that dummy material, so I'm just going to delete that for now because I don't need it anymore. I don't know why it does that, but it just seems to synchronize everything. So now all I need to do to mark the role, open up the form, and I'm going to click on test class, click submit, and that's it. Okay, you're done. To analyze your responses, go back to wherever the form originally resides, go into the classwork, go into the class drive folder, and I've already done it. I've got the spreadsheet generated already that holds the responses. If not, open up the form, go to responses, click the little spreadsheet button, and it will generate your spreadsheet for you. So I'm going to close that because I've already got it. I want to have a look at the responses. Now what I've also done, I've copied in all the responses from last term. So I've got all of these, and they're not sorted all that well. So what you'll notice though is here on today's date at the time just a couple of minutes ago, we've got the test class. Now that's a mess. How do we go through that? Well, what we do is we generate a pivot table. Now I'll just show you mine. Click on the pivot table tab, and what we've got is all of that information summarized in a pivot table, and over here we've got the pivot table editor, which I'll show you how to set up in a minute. So if I want to see the test class, I'll click OK, and now I've got the test class there. Now, how to set the pivot table up. Go back to your original form responses, highlight those 3 columns, and go into the data tab and click pivot table. And I want to create the pivot table in a new sheet, so create that. Now, here's our pivot table editor. What we want to do is add some rows. So I'm going to add the class because I want to sort it by class first. Then I'm going to do the timestamp, and no, sorry, I'm not going to do timestamp. I'm going to do students, and then I'm going to do the timestamp. So what I've got now is some groupings. I've got per class, student, and whenever they came in. And that's about the best that I can get. What we'd like to do is add a filter to our pivot table so that we're not displaying all of the students for all of the days that they've actually clicked the role. So the first thing I'm going to do is add a filter, and I'm going to filter by class. And now what I can do there is I can select which class I would like to display. So now I'm only displaying 7i. Notice that we can expand and collapse each student. Now, as time goes on, we're going to have lots and lots and lots of times these students have clocked into our courses. So what we want to do is we want to add another filter to filter by date range. So we click add another filter, and we're going to add by timestamp. And in this case, I'm going to say for the timestamp filter, filter by condition, date is after, and then let's say I say the date is after an exact date of the 4th of the 4th 2020. And what's going to happen is these thirds are going to disappear. So I click that, and now we're only showing dates after the 3rd of the 4th. So we've got the 6th of the 4th, the 7th of the 4th, the 9th of the 4th. Now that's handy if you want to go through and check your roll off at the end of the week, which is what I'm going to do. I'm going to put the Monday's date in, and it's only going to show me the students who've logged in for that week and not the whole duration of our online learning. Anyway, that's a quick way how to set up your roles. Thank you.